Dan Woolley spent 3 days trapped in the rubble of the Montana Hotel in Port-au-Prince before being rescued. He is now back in the United States being treated at Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami. He joins us along with his wife, Christina. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Meredith. Thank you.
This is such an incredible story of survival, Dan. You were in Haiti working on a film to help poverty-stricken kids there when this earthquake struck. Can you tell us where you were in the hotel at that moment and what exactly you remember?
Sure. We had just come back. My colleague David and I had just come back from a day of filming, and we were just heading into the hotel, heading up towards our bedrooms, and heading towards the hotel. And that's when the earthquake struck, and just everything turned to chaos.
He was in the lobby, heading towards the elevators.
Did you immediately know that it was an earthquake, Dan?
Yes, I did. Just saw the walls rippling and just explosive sounds all around me, and it all happened incredibly fast. And David yelled out, "It's an earthquake," and then we both lunged in a direction, and then everything turned dark.
Yeah, you found yourself under 6 stories of rubble. As you said, everything's dark. You've lost your glasses. Your leg is hurting badly. Turns out it was broken. Your head is bleeding. But you do have your camera and your iPhone, and you use those to help you. What did you do?
Yeah, when the things settled a little bit, I tried to look around. I couldn't see anything. It was complete darkness, but I feel like God gave me some tools to help me survive. And so I realized I had my camera around my neck, and so I just kind of focused it around, and it sends out a little light. And I would look around me, and I still couldn't see much. And I realized my glasses had fallen off my face, and so then I took pictures all around me. And then I would hold up the back. I'd hold up the back of the camera to me, and I could see what was, what the picture was of a little bit. And I was able to find an elevator in one of the pictures, and that was where I decided to hobble to be in a more safe location.
You know, I'm amazed by the presence of mind you had in a circumstance like this to think of all those things. Where do you think that came from?
You know what, honestly, a lot of people were praying for safety for this trip, and I work for Compassion International, and there are a lot of prayers that go out for the work that we do. So I believe God was present with me, and He wanted to see me. He decided He wanted me to survive, and so He was with me and helped me in those moments.
You also came to the realization at one point that you might not survive, and you keep a journal on you. You began to write goodbye notes, essentially, to family and loved ones, including notes to your sons, Josh, who is 6, and Nathan, 3. Can you share some of what you wrote with them?
Yeah, I can do that. I always wanted to survive, but I knew that wasn't something that I could control, and so I decided if I had to go, I wanted to leave some last notes to them. So here's one of my notes. I was in a big accident. Don't be upset at God. He always provides for His children, even in hard times. I'm still praying that God will get me out, but He may not, but He will always take care of you. This is my journal with a bit of my blood on it, of course. So,
how hard was it to write those words, Dan?
Boy, I cried, and obviously, no one wants to come to that point. But I also didn't want to just get found after having some time. God gave me some time to think and to pray and to come to grips with the reality. And so I wanted to use that time to do everything I could for my family. If that could be survive and get out, then I would. And if that was just to leave some notes that could help them in life, then I was going to do that.
You know, Christina, I'm watching you look at Dan right now. For 65 hours, you had no idea whether he was alive or dead. What kept you going through all of that?
Yeah. I would say my faith in God, and knowing that wherever Dan was, excuse me, wherever Dan was, that God was holding Dan in the palm of His hand. I just didn't know if that was Haiti or in heaven, and I was begging God that Dan would still be in Haiti. But I went through moments of despair, and I gave up several times. And I thought I'd never see Dan again.
After this interview, you're going to be heading back to Colorado to rejoin your boys who you haven't seen. What is that going to be like for you, Dan?
That's going to be a very emotional experience. I've talked to them several times on the phone, but to just hug their heads and, you know, touch their curly hair and just love on them and wrestle with them as long as they don't hurt my leg, it's going to be amazing.
Well, you get home and hug those boys.
A dream come true.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan and Christina Woolley, thank you so much for your time, and we are so glad that you are alive and well and on the mend.
Thank you so
Amanda.
much.